How's Ian Wright doing?
I think he would come out of retirement. Just to put that shirt on one more time.
100%.
Yeah, even for like 5 minutes, I think he would pop out just to get changed and just try and look the part with his shirt tucked in and all that.
So last season, they went to Dubai and came back with goals. This season, they've gone to Dubai and come back minus a goal scorer. That is huge trouble for Arsenal. There's no Kai Havertz, there's no Saka, there's no Martinelli, there's no Jesus.
Going to have to turn to the wonder kids. It's an opportunity now, isn't it? You know, for the youngsters to be given that chance, or maybe Sterling as well, Trossard. They'll have to step up some of the senior ones. But you know, when he's added features and he's an absolute threat. Big fan of his. Like Mikel Arteta says, he's got to problem solve now and give other players the opportunity. But certainly not ideal. And again, 3 hamstring injuries to your 3 striking players. That is also a little bit of a worry and something maybe to investigate for the club.
Definitely, I would think so. What do you think about the options up front and who they could possibly use to plug that gap? The gaps, actually.
Well, they play really with a false 9 anyway. So, from what I see, if there's anyone to play there, I think Sterling's done it a few times at City. I would put him there. I feel like it'll be good for him. He needs a run of games, which he hasn't got. Wingers, I feel like, to get up to steam and to get to that level you want them to get to, normally come with a run of games and their confidence builds up from there. So I think for Raheem, this is that time now. And I think Wanyeri, I think he's a fantastic player, but honestly, I'm a Lewis Skelly fan, man. The kid is unbelievable. I'll go as far as say he's probably the best, not even an actual left back, but he's the best person I've seen at left back since Ashley Cole.
Big chops as well. Like, honestly, what happened in the Manchester City game, I know you wouldn't want to talk about it, but the nerve on that kid, man.
I just like his games and his banter.
Yeah.
If you give it, you got to take it. And he gave it back.
Did it against Spurs as well, didn't he?
I like that confidence, that little bit of arrogance. I think you need that as a kid coming through in this day and age, because footballers run a lot on confidence. And if you have that little bit of arrogance, I think that keeps your confidence at a certain level for me.
What do you think Leicester will be thinking, looking at Arsenal's injury concerns, if their worries, who's going to get the goals for them, and you know Leicester in trouble, needing that victory?
Yeah, they massively need the victory, but I think all the pressure will be on Arsenal, and they'll probably be thinking, I hope they underestimate us. And we've seen, you know, they played United in the Cup, didn't they, where they pushed them, and I know it's United, but there's elements where they do play well and they do have periods and they do surprise you. So I think, look, the pressure is on Arsenal. There's an expectation, but certainly as underdogs, you go into it, nothing to lose, go at them and put them under pressure.
So Arsenal thrashed Manchester City 5-1, sorry Sean, in their last Premier League match, and Pep Guardiola's City side.
Now to Arsenal, who've been dealt with their own huge blow. Kai Havertz has been ruled out for this season. Our reporter Gary Cottrell is putting the questions to Mikel Arteta ahead of their game with Leicester tomorrow. We've got Gary speaking to him now. We've got to start with Havertz, of course. I mean, it is a huge blow to Arteta, isn't it?
Yes, it is a huge blow. Arsenal, with Ben White, by the way, on his way back. He's back in the squad for that game at Leicester. So 5 injuries now. Tomiyasu, who defended, the other 4 all attackers. So that's put the spotlight on, of course, the fact that Kai Havertz, the latest of those to be injured. Mikel Arteta said everything was going absolutely fine in that warm weather camp at the Dubai break. Kai Havertz was simply trying to defend a set piece. He stretched to get the ball, and of course he tore his hamstring. It means he's out for the rest of this season. He's out as well potentially for the start, or certainly the preparations for next season. But Mikel Arteta is stoic. He says he loves the challenge of trying to cope with that latest absence.
We were having a great camp in Dubai, recharging, training, having some time off and connecting again with nature and a different environment. And then the injury happened in a very unexpected way, certainly. So it's a big blow, obviously, because of the injuries that we have. But fortunately, we've been through a lot this season. We have played without Guy Magalhaes, without Saliba, without Ben White all season, Tomiyasu all season. Calafiori 2 months, Merino 2 months, Martin Odegaard 2 months, Bukayo Saka 3 months, Gabriel Jesus, all of them. That's the challenge ahead. Love it and look forward because we are still where we are with all the things that I mentioned. Let's see what the team is made of. I understand the narrative. Any team in this league lose 4 players in the front line like those ones. And I know what the answer is going to be. I don't want to even mention that because we've been through a lot and we have sustained the level of performances and results till this point. So we are more than capable of doing it, and that's the only thing that we're going to be looking at.
And Gary, I mean, unfortunately, reports emerged this week. Bukayo Saka has had a setback in his recovery as well. I mean, goodness me, what's the latest there?
Well, that's not the case, we're told, by the club, and was confirmed by Mikel Arteta. Bukayo Saka, of course, had hamstring surgery in December. He's been out for a couple of months almost. He was always due back in March, was the way the club had put it. End of March, beginning of April still seems to be the target. When I said to Mikel Arteta, you know, has there been a setback? He said that there hadn't.
Well, I don't know. When you have a long-term injury, what is faster? You know, in a 10-day injury, 3 days is a lot because it's 30%. In 3 months, a week probably is not that much, but it's too early. You know, it's in a early stage of the rehab. When we get a little bit closer and he starts to do more demanding and stuff and more load, we will see where he is.
But just to clarify quickly, there's no setback with him? So.
No. He's fine.
So, goodness me, Gary, it's going to be some challenge for this Arsenal squad in the title race. But, I mean, his old team did him a bit of a favour on Wednesday, didn't they?
Yes, Hayley, imagine how you'd feel if you were sitting at home with your family, with your iPads out, following an important game for you, your old team as well, trying to take some points off your biggest rival for the Premier League title, and your Wi-Fi dropped out and you missed the crucial goal. Well, that's what happened apparently to Mikel Arteta. There was a bit of housery as well from Everton because it was Mikel Arteta's goal in 2010 against Liverpool at Goodison was on the front of the match day programme. Mikel Arteta says that was the last time Everton beat Liverpool at Goodison. Of course, it wasn't. They beat them last season as well, but the last time before that Everton beat Liverpool at Goodison. And so Mikel Arteta was asked about all of that, what his Wednesday night was like.
Good memories. I look young.
You jumped high there.
I was a very powerful player, as you know.
It's a big jump there. Did you jump that high when Everton got that late equaliser?
I better not tell you the story, what happened.
Go on.
No. It was a funny one. Because I lost connection in that moment. I was watching the iPad and I lost the connection. We didn't know exactly what was going on. That's the beauty of football, you know, that uncertainty and the fact that for everybody, and it's not the first time, for everybody it's really difficult to win matches in this league. That's why always the hope and the ambition is there, because to do it consistently for 10 months is a very, very, very long league.
When I saw that goal, I've looked at it back, took it down beautifully, 20 yards out, no chance for Pepe Reina, I think it was, to stop it. Looks like you might have an answer to your striker problem.
No.
Get your boots?
I think we'll be in big trouble, my friend.
It's Valentine's weekend, of course. This little segment's been put together by our producer called Michael Hart, by the way, which is apt. Everton obviously did that favour. Arsenal could go to within 4 points of Liverpool for at least 24 hours if they beat Leicester on this Valentine's weekend, the first game to get the Premier League back in action. A little Valentine's poem for you as well, Hayley, and happy Valentine's Day to you, by the way. Arsenal are red, Leicester are blue. The table is tighter since Everton drew.
Oh, and Gary, roses are red, violets are blue. I thank you.
Arsenal return to Premier League action on Saturday as they visit Leicester City, looking to close the gap on league leaders Liverpool. The Gunners have endured a week of bad news regarding injuries to their forwards, and morale will need lifting with a win at King Power Stadium. Mikel Arteta may have to get creative with his team selection with attacking options in short supply, but Arsenal know victory will move them within 4 points of Liverpool ahead of the Reds' clash with Wolverhampton Wanderers on Sunday. Here is how Arteta could set up his injury-ravaged side. Goalkeeper David Raya. Leicester have failed to score in 3 of their last 4 Premier League matches, including their 2 most recent home games. With Arsenal boasting the sternest defence in the division, Raya will hope Hez not overly busy. Defenders. Jurrien Timber. Arsenal have had 10 days without a fixture and have even travelled to Dubai for a warm-weather training camp. Timber is one of those who will benefit most from the break, having been a permanent feature in the starting 11 following defensive injuries elsewhere. William Saliba. Jamie Vardy is fit and available for the visit of Arsenal and has scored an impressive 11 times in 17 matches against the Gunners. It's up to Saliba to stop him. Gabriel has won and kept a clean sheet during his 2 previous visits to King Power, even scoring in a 2-0 victory in 2-0-2-1-2-2. The Brazilian will pose a threat from set pieces once again on Saturday. Miles Lewis-Skelly. Lewis-Skelly has enjoyed an impressive breakout season with the Gunners and has rightfully earned his place as the club's starting left-back. He scored during his most recent Premier League outing. Midfielders. Martin Odegaard. With Arsenal lacking options in their forward line, the creativity of skipper Martin Odegaard will be even more integral to their success this weekend. Arteta could use a few more goals from the Norwegian, too. Thomas Partey. Despite previous injury issues, Partey is one of the few Arsenal players who hasn't been in the treatment room this term. Has featured in all but one of the club's Premier League games. Declan Rice. Much like Odegaard, the England international will need to step up his attacking output in the coming weeks. Has been in encouraging form since the turn of the year and managed 2 assists in an eye-catching performance against Manchester City 2 weeks ago. Forwards. Ethan Nwaneri has generally operated in a central midfield role this season but will be shunted into the front 3 against Leicester. The 17-year-old has already proven a reliable goal-getter and provider for the Gunners. Leandro Trossard. With Kai Havertz now joining Gabriel Jesus on the sidelines for the rest of the season, Trossard will be forced to feature as the club's number 9, in the short term, at least. Raheem Sterling. Sterling has been thoroughly underwhelming for Arsenal during his loan spell and the Gunners desperately need him to improve his performance levels for the remainder of his North London stint.